Ad Astra. Thank you for complete.
You might want to get a guide if you're not familiar.
Ad Astra. Running late again.
Oh. Baiju isn't in his shop.
Oh, you're looking for Dr. Baiju. He's resting today, but he said to send any patients to the back room.
Ah, okay. Thanks. We'll head on through.
Traveler, Paimon, welcome. What can I do for you?
It's the Traveler. He looks absolutely beat these days. He has these huge dark circles around his eyes, like he hasn't slept a wink. And he keeps spacing out. You have to call his name several times before he snaps out of it. What do you think it is? Is he sick?
Very peculiar. In all the time we've been acquainted, this is the first time you've come to me with a help.
Okay. Paimon does not like that expression, Baiju. It's not serious, is it?
Complexion is good, eyes are clear, breathing is steady, pulse is strong. Physically, you appear to be in good condition, Traveler. In theory, your energy level should reflect that. Hence my concern. A clean bill of health is usually a good thing, but in this case, it likely means your physical illnesses come with detectable symptoms that can be used to diagnose, medicate, and cure the condition. But
Huh? What do you mean, non-physical nature?
curses, dark magic, it's hard to say. It could just as easily be a... Why don't you rest here for a bit? Whatever it is we're dealing with, clues... In the meantime, Changsheng and I will review the relevant literature for afflictions that present with mental fatigue.
Oh, must be a rare condition if not even Baiju and Changsheng have seen it before. Well, all we can do is take their advice. You look like you're about to collapse, and just get some rest. Paimon will be... Traveler, traveler! Rise and shine! Time to wake up! For once, you're making Paimon look like an early riser. It's already afternoon. A cut? What? Did you scratch yourself in your sleep? All right, let Paimon take a look. Nope, nothing there. Wait, did you have a nightmare? Okay, don't panic. Paimon heard that dreams tell us what we need by showing us the opposite. So, if you had a night... What? So, in this dream, you were trapped in a weird place with thick fog everywhere, and then a spike came out of... Oh. Okay, well, that's a new one. Are you sure it was a dream? Because from the way you describe it, it sounds like you were really there. But then again, you woke up right where you went to bed. It's decided. Paimon will stay up and watch over you tonight. If anyone tries to mess with you, Paimon will beat him up. Or, I'll wake you up first, and then we can beat him up together.
Something is missing.
Did you just say something?
The flesh remains whole, but the soul is incomplete. Left unresolved, the mind will wither away along with it.
Ah! What the... Wait! Paimon remembers you! You're Child's master! Right! What are you doing here? The last time we saw you was at the Primordial Sea in Fontaine, right? But then we left and never learned where you went after that. Child's been looking everywhere for you, by the way. What brings you to Wanmean Restaurant of all places? You came here looking for us? And were you the one behind that hocus pocus just now?
Tell me, what is it that you saw? Tight-lipped, huh? I suppose that's fair. You, I'll take a glass of wine.
Oh, of course. Coming right up. We make this one in-house. It's not too strong.
Chef Mao, I'll take a grilled tigerfish over here.
Coming right up. Ah, if I knew we'd be this busy.
At the end of the day, what happens to you is of little consequence to me. If you want my help, now's the time to speak up. I was investigating an abyssal disturbance in the area and happened to notice you. Part of your soul is damaged, and the wound bears traces of abyssal corrosion. Need I say more?
Neither of those things sound good. Well, should we trust her? She mentioned an abyssal disturbance. Maybe that has something to do with what's going on with you. But we could always find a different expert on the abyss to help us out. Yeah. And that thing she said about your soul being damaged is scaring Paimon. Skirk's an interesting one, that's for sure. But from what Child's told us, she doesn't seem evil, at least.
1, 2, 7, 10. That'll do. Well, have you made up your mind?
So that's all we know, Miss Skirk. Ma'am, can you help us?
So, you couldn't disperse the fog. I understand. Come find me in the Guili Plains when you're done here. Oh, and I left cash for the drink on the table. Settle the bill for me, will you?
Oh, okay. Huh? She disappeared!
Wait, hold on. You overpaid. Here's your change.
Oh, no. This includes the drink, so it should be the right amount.
I didn't think you two ordered a drink.
We lady who came and sat with us, remember? You brought it out to her yourself.
You sure? I could have sworn there were only 2 of you at that table.
What?
What'd you put in their dish, Chef Mao? Some kind of hallucinogenic mushroom? You got them seeing...
Seeing things? Wait, so neither of you noticed her? Young lady? About this tall? Wearing a purple dress?
Oh, now you mention it, that vaguely rings a bell. And it looks like I did open the wine jar, so it must have just slipped my mind. In any case, that settles your bill. Coming!
Okay, what was going on there? It's like they didn't remember Skirk being there at all. Even Paimon was half convinced we hallucinated the whole thing. But that Mora she left for us was... Oh, this whole situation is giving Paimon the creeps. But anyway, she told us to head to the Gui...
Running late again.
Whoa, what are all these rift hounds doing here? Huh, looks like they're collecting something. Huh. Let's go check it out.
Shower me with thread. Bring it. Step aside. Let's move. Yeah, heads on. Maximum power. Hi. Oof.
So, this is what they were... Yeah.
From the moment they are born, all beings with great power have an impact on this world. Even if their body is sundered and their soul extinguished, their influence remains. Gods are the most common example of that. The remnants of gods who fell thousands of years ago remain together. These remnants form what you call god remains. Ugh. What are you doing?
Nothing. Just wanted to make sure you were... She's definitely not a ghost traveler. Paimon poked her, and she's solid.
Your life hangs in the balance, and that's what you're fixated on? Strange set of priorities. It was just a trick to avoid being perceived. If someone notices me, those memories are erased. Simple as that. Unlike you, I have no desire to establish a connection with the world. The weak and the lowly have no right to remember me. They're lucky they only have a few missing memories to show for it. Now, can we please get back on track?
Okay. Where were we? Right. The god remains. So, basically, there's now less of them here than there used to be, right? Isn't that a good thing? In our experience, god remains are 100% bad news. A lot of terrible things have happened.
Maybe it's a good thing by human standards, but power doesn't come from nothing, and it doesn't just disappear for no reason. The remains aren't just gone. They were very clever, traveler. You aren't the only one who had something taken from you. Something similar happened. Of course, god remains are just one of the targets. The culprit is chipping away at sources of power all over this world.
Wait, you mean... the stuff?
42 of them have died out in the past few months alone. In Conria, people believed that powerful individuals have corresponding Stella Fortuna. Yet now, stars are disappearing. Something has been leached. This time, it only took a fragment. No one knows. Considering how much power this entity has stolen. We're going to help each other. You are my...
Well, great! You see?
Don't get all mushy on me. All I'm doing is helping you get back to normal after a sudden crisis. And I should warn you, getting mixed up with me can have unforeseen consequences. We're on very different journeys. You don't want to be in my debt, trust me. You help me uncover the truth behind this entity, and I'll help you recover what you lost. This is a transaction, that's all. You would do well to remember that.
Yeesh! You'd think she'd be a little friendlier since she's agreed to help us. But nope, she's just like when we met her in the primordial sea. Well, whatever. If that's how it's gonna be, then she doesn't deserve our friend. Ah! Paimon's got it. Frosty the lavender melon! Anyway, the important thing is that we get that piece of your soul back. So, let's... Whoa! This place is way bigger than Paimon expected.
This is where I live. I suppose it's the closest thing I have to a home here. It is. I brought you here because time flows differently in this place. I don't know how much Ajax has told you, but when he fell into this space, I mentored him for 3 months. In that time, only 3 days passed in the outside world.
Ajax? Oh, right! That's Child's real name! Yeah. So, a month here is equivalent to 1 day in the outside world? That should mean we're safe from that.
Yes, well, I didn't bring you here just to show you around. In the outside world, the Traveler could be attacked at any moment. But now, we just need to figure out how to investigate that place you saw. Both your description and the abyssal disturbance I felt point the thief who stole that fragment of your soul is hiding there. But the abyss is abyssal power can grant a special form of sight. Have you ever wielded abyssal power before? Okay. Do you plan to learn? That tracks. All the information you have suggests the abyss is something sinister, and that abyssal power is a wild and dangerous force that always spells disaster.
And you're saying that's not true?
Depends on your perspective. Floods and hurricanes take countless lives too. But if one day you gain the power to control them, what was once a calamity is now just another tool in your arsenal. I'll respect your opinion, though. Just means we have to turn to the second best option. A little abyss crystal that contains my power. Wear it on your head, and we'll be able to perform dream mirroring when we fall asleep.
Dream mirroring?
It means experiencing whatever the other person is dreaming. Since you haven't studied the art of using abyssal power, and have no plans with dream mirroring...
Huh. You make it sound so...
Tough to say. This is an unprecedented situation for to play it safe. I need...
Wait! You're gonna teach him some of your martial arts? Does that mean... the next time we see Child, we have to treat him like our seed?
Do as you want. For my part, I don't see you as my disciples. You're already a pretty good fighter. All I'm planning to do is build on your current skills, and train you for the specific scenarios that I think we might... But that's enough talk. If you're ready to do this, then come with me. Time might be more lenient here, but that's no excuse to waste it.
Oh, she moves fast. Paimon can hurt. So, special trick. Last time something like Skirk seems pretty strong.
Ready?
Bring it on!
Your training will be split into we'll start with blade work. You're no rookie in this area, so I won't bore you with during your long journey. You've no doubt sparred with a lot of talented sword fighters.
You bet! There's Kaya, Master Jean, Kuching... Oh, and Kazuha, Ayaka... Yeah, we've met... You sparred with a bunch of them too, right? Nice to know it's all gonna come in handy now.
Don't get too smug. In sword fighting, techniques alone are not enough. To use the human body as an analogy, your style is your skeleton, the foundation, the framework. Techniques are the muscles and other flesh. Improving your sword fighting is like growing that body. If you're you need to do some introspection. Take a good, hard look at your past experiences and figure out only then.
Wait, Paimon thought you were gonna—
One day, there are no shortcuts in the pursuit. That's all I have to say. Now focus. Destroy the crystal columns as swiftly as you can.
This is making Paimon's head spin. Hang in there, Traveler!
Stay calm. Use your head. You have to keep it together.
This moment will be frozen in time.
Cut to the chase.
Consider a moment of true mastery that you've witnessed in another person and ask yourself, now take that and practice it right away with speed, skill, and strength.
Step on up! Dance with the waves!
If you start to tire, empty your mind, but do not stop. Stay in that frame of mind as you keep up the fight. Get rid of all redundant movements. Imagine your sword is an extension of your own body. Wield it just as you wield your arms, hands, and...
'Twas on a deserted, moonlit night that the hero approached the vile dragon's limpid lair. String cutter! Feathers fleeting wet. The white heron treads water. A sight without flaw. Master of Inazuma Kamisato art Tachijutsu.
Huh. Looks like you've made some real progress.
Awesome! Paimon knew you could do it!
How do you feel? As you should be. Time flies when you're training hard.
Yeah, meanwhile, Paimon's had a whole bunch of naps. But you were so focused, she didn't want to interrupt you.
Go get some sleep. I'll be doing the same very soon.
Skirk, why are you skipping classes again? We've talked about this.
'Cause he's a crabby old man, and he's a boring old man.
Excuse me. You shouldn't talk about your teacher like that.
All right, let's not get into a big fight about this. Skirk's learned what she needs. There's no point forcing her to sit through more classes, but I'd still love to hear about what you got up to yesterday.
I went diving, and I saw this huge fish. I never knew they could get that big. It looked kind of dumb, though, with that stupid big fat head. I tried to shake its fin, but it just spat water at me. Oh, and today, I'm gonna go to that prairie up north. There's supposed to be this giant bird there that can spit fire.
Then I suppose your old dad should get one as a pet too. Otherwise...
When it's time to eat, I'll come back on my own.
Wait! Put on a coat at least. You'll catch a cold. I'm talking to you. You spoil that child, you know. Ever since that merchant ship arrived, she practically lives outside.
Let the kid do what makes her happy. Besides, we both know you're all bark and no bite.
The stars shimmer high above. But what lies beyond the stars? Mountains as far as the eye can see? An endless snowy plain? Or maybe buildings taller than the sky, like the people from the merchant ship said? I can't be the only one asking these questions. The universe is fascinating. If only I could meet some other people like me. I'm sick of being a kid. There's so many amazing things out there, but for now, I'm starving. Better get back.
let a single one of them get away!
No, please, spare the children! Stay back!
They're coming!
Run!
Help!
Eliminate the threat.
Take them down.
Don't be scared. Ah!
This way!
We'll never make it!
Fire. There's fire everywhere. What happened?
I told you we shouldn't have trusted these outsiders!
Why are you doing this? What did we do to deserve this? We welcomed you with our finest food and drink, showed you the best our home has to offer, gifted you cloth, dye.
Run! Save yourselves!
Captain, Zone 3 is clear and we have Zone 2 surrounded.
Begin extermination. Remember the orders from upper command. No one is to be...
Rest assured, sir. We have enough munitions to annihilate these savages and burn their entire civilization to the ground.
Good. The only ones who put up a real fight are that man and his wife, correct? What's their status?
We shot the man in the ankles and the wife broke her wrist attempting to fight back. They won't be doing much more fighting. They're holed up in their home for now, but they won't last long. To prevent them from making some kind of last stand, we're planning to clear out the other zones first so we can send a bigger squadron to surround them.
Well, well. Turns out some of these beasts do know how to use their claws. Now the threat these savages pose, let them cling to what's left of their lives for a little longer. Once the other zones are cleared, I'll cut off their heads.
Dad? Mom?
Skirk, you're all right? Thank heavens.
I'm so happy to see you, sweet girl. But you need to go. It isn't safe here. They'll be back any second.
What happened? You're bleeding a lot. Dad?
This is the place. Alert all units. Prepare to surround.
Run, Skirk! Run as far away as you can. Don't trust anyone. Your dad and I, we're not afraid to stare death in the face, but we need you to... My clever girl, so curious. You're already so brave. I know you're going to grow up to be such a pop.
Whenever you miss us, just play this song. Remember, life is a gift. Don't let darkness claim it.
Break down the door! Look what we have here. A savage that can pluck a tune. Well, the show's over. You! Stop singing! Shut it! I said shut it or I'll make you!
You're awake? I found a few clues while you were asleep, but it's only a start. Now, time for the second stage of your training. This time, the focus is elemental energy. Come find me when you're ready to begin.
Man, staying in the abyss feels so... No day and no night? It's like time hardly exists. If we weren't careful to keep track, it feels like we'd have no idea how long we've even... Well, except for the fact that Paimon still gets hungry like clockwork. You go do your training.
The way I see it, the pursuit of power is divided into 3 stages. The first is mastering the use of standard weapons. Next is learning how to harness natural energy. And the natural energy of Teyvat is, of course, elemental energy. But abyssal power, yes. Also known as the power of the Void Realm. My master, Sertologi, is a true expert in that area. After all, he was one of the group of 5 that infamously stole the all-encompassing... The elemental energy of Teyvat, on the other hand, is derived from the power of the Light Realm. A keen observation, traveler. Call it respecting local norms. The Abyss stands in direct conflict with the will of this world. So, to make my life easier, I disguise my power to make it appear quiet. It's a technique I learned from some Conrian ruins, known as the 7 Shifting Serpent. If you ever change... So I've heard. You seem to have a knack for removing abyssal power. But is purification really what's going on there? Like I said, just thinking out loud. Let's focus on your elemental training. That's what's gonna help us if the situation gets true growth comes from adversity. But only if you make the choice to pick yourself up again every time. So, it's time to push yourself to the limit, and then keep pushing. Use the power of Animo to clear the field as fast as you can. Observe your surroundings. Look for things you can use to tilt the scales of success in your favor.
Disappear! Windblade!
Use the power of Hydro to destroy the spikes. Faster. Don't give them a chance to strike you. You need to be quicker than you were in your dream. You can't afford another injury like that.
Go! Go! Water jet!
You need to understand what makes you special. The ability to wield elemental energy without a vision and switch between the elements. It means your aspirations need no approval from the gods. Your power is not bound by the rules, so be bold. Do not be afraid to chart your own. Very good. It seems you've reached a deeper level of connection with the elements. Long enough for you to lose yourself in your training, which is a good sign. Relentless practice with the elements has drained all your strength, but it's also what allowed you to make progress. Get some rest. When you wake up, we'll proceed to the final stage.
What is the secret to power? Longing, hatred, self-preservation, the fear of losing those you love. Fear is the source of evolution. It forces humanity to adapt. That fear is now part of you. It calls on you to evolve. Any minute spent missing home is a minute wasted. Practice your sword work instead. Do not make me tell.
But, Master, I can barely lift the sword anymore. If I keep going, I feel like my wrist is
So it has not broken yet. Then pick up your sword and keep practicing until it breaks. I want to hear the cracking and splintering. After all, bones can always be reset. Good, Skirk. Once again, you survived. How do you feel?
Cold and pain.
These are signs that you are adapting to the... Each time the flesh is torn and the spirit crushed, each time you claw back from the brink of death, I now understand why these people sought to destroy your homeland. Your potential goes... But you still have much to learn in your pursuit of strength. Your mind is rife with distractions. You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Get up, Skirk. Wipe the blood off your face. Cut away the rotten parts of your flesh.
Hopefully you got some good rest. Skirk said to tell you that she's ready to start the final stage of your training. So, wanna head over now?
From your training so far, you have gained better command of the sword, and more control over your elemental ability. That's only part of it. Experience is the real teacher. Your journey, the friend. Now, it's time to focus on how you react under pressure. You must be able to think rationally, even in unpredictable combat. Ready? Not bad. That defensive stance looks near unbreakable. Just like your sister. Oh, that reminds me. You still don't know what happened to her.
Hey, no fair! That's cheating!
You think every opponent has the same moral code as you? You can denounce their deplorable methods all you want. But strong emotions will always arise in combat. How amusing. But you don't. You can choose your own. Let's begin. Try to use reason over emotion. This is your final training session. Look alive. Same drill as before, but this time I'm going to interfere. Hold your focus.
Water jet! Water jet! Go!
Not bad. Better than I expected. You're getting the hang of it. The first step to controlling your emotions is controlling your mind. You want a unified train of...
Your mind is rife with distractions. From now on, I shall show. You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the self that makes you weak, and become
Stop. Let's pause here. One look, and I can tell your mind has wandered. That's to be expected. There's a limit to how long a human being can concentrate on one thing. Get some rest. No point training further if you're already dead on your feet. You managed to push past your limits.
Skirk is amazing. She faced down that terrifying giant and cut its head.
Oh, she got hurt though, didn't she? I heard.
Yeah, well, that's a given. But the moment she was on the mend, she got right back. I heard Master suffered a grave injury once too. Lost an arm and a leg and still came back stronger than ever.
Incredible. I wonder if I'll ever reach their level.
Pathetic. You're not even trying. You're so much weaker than you think.
Skirk, have you become a positive light in this world?
Do you even remember how many of us perished in that fire? How many bodies were left to rot on the scorched earth?
Keep your gaze fixed on your blade. You don't deserve to...
I have so many questions. I just want to jump in a spaceship, explore the whole...
Now, you must bid farewell to who you were in the past, and be...
Run! Skirk! Run! Only death awaits us here. Keep running, and don't...
Let's see here. First things first, you need a new identity. Going around telling people you're from somewhere beyond the stars won't do, now will it? How about saying... you hail from beneath the earth instead? As the Conrian saying goes, venturing out into the universe and down into the abyss are the same in that both are braving the dark unknown.
Well, I'm a visitor on this planet, so I'll follow the rules.
Ah, splendid. That saves me quite a bit of trouble. Let me offer you a piece of advice in return. I know the pursuit of strength is important to you, but taking a moment for yourself every once in a while... Ignore her existence for too long, and there will come a day when you can no longer hear.
You must be starving, right? Ta-da! A barbecue feast just for you. Of course you are. That's why Skirk and Paimon got this all... Ah, well, if you're around someone long enough, it's bound to happen. Plus, Skirk can cook. So, Paimon decided she can forget the whole
Here's an idea. Let's save the chit-chat until after the meeting.
So full. Okay, it's Paimon's turn to sleep now.
I have good news. First, your training is complete. You have what it takes to wield immense power. Now it's just a matter of putting it into practice. Continue to learn from your journey and hone your skills against formidable opponents. Second, I've located the culprit we've been searching for. Next, we just need to retrieve the missing part of your soul, and our business will be concluded. When Ajax trained with me, he once told me he was bursting with questions. So I allowed him to ask me 3 of them. You and I may never meet again, traveler. So if there's anything you want to ask me, now's your opportunity. Okay, not the angle I was expecting. What makes you ask? I knew that was a possible side effect. Closed off my mind to you for that exact reason. Even with the dream mirroring, you should have seen nothing but endless darkness. whatever. Must have been a flaw in my execution. I shouldn't be too surprised. Due to some recent... Since you've seen what you've seen, there's no reason to hide the truth. All I ask is that you keep it... No, I'm not from Teyvat. I'm from a different planet. And there was a time when I journeyed through the stars. No, we're different in that respect. You're influencing the fate of this world. But me, I'm just passing through. Several hundred years ago, my master, Sirtologi, opened the border between worlds and sent me here. But this is not my home. And one day, I'll return to the vast unknown of space. So, there you have it. On to your second. To become stronger. For certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quickly as possible. But first, I need to understand. To do that, I need to follow in his footsteps. Walk the path he once walked. And somewhere along the way, I'll find out how to defeat him. Okay. You have one question.
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for Master Skirk, but it's been years now, and I've still found nothing.
Well, your last question. Ajax. His situation is different than yours. Before you ever crossed paths with me, you'd already encountered many formidable people, studied their techniques, and developed your own skill set. So, during your training, all I had to do was build upon that foundation. But Ajax was so young when he came to me. Complete children can't help but imitate their role models. In the long run, that would only hinder his growth. Once Ajax has enough strength in his own right, I will allow us to meet again. Until then... Unlike you, I have no desire to establish a connection with the world. The weak... Wake up your companion. It's time to go. Oh, and everything I just told you, best keep...
Time to go. Oh, finally. Where are we headed?
Just...
Hurry up, Brassa! Wait, this is near the chasm, right?
Yes. If we enter from here, we'll be able to reach that place from your dream. You have some experience with abyssal domains by now, but still, this is...
Don't worry, Paimon's an expert at hiding behind other people for safety. Oh, but, that means you need to stay safe, traveler.
All right. Remember your training. Time to put it to use.
Go! Yeah!
Merciless. Ha! And never star goes out! Ha! Yeah! Fearless. Ha!
Go!
Yeah!
float behind you. Come on, you got this.
Wipe out!
Into the void!
Hey, what are you two doing here? Dusty, like an abandoned house. Let's press on.
Another star goes out!
Oh, looks like this is a dead end. Did we make it to his hiding? Ugh, this fog is making it impossible to see anything!
This should be the place where you were attacked, Traveler. The missing part of your soul should be nearby. Can you... Our opponent must have covered his tracks just in case.
Hold on! Look! The spikes are back!
Stay calm. Let's hold back a little. Give our enemy some wiggle room. Our enemy took part of your soul for... From the start, the attacks have been focused on me. Trying to break through my defenses? I see. There. I got it back.
Traveler! Skirk! What happened? It looked like Skirk just got...
In the Guili Plains, you asked me why this enemy chose you as his target. Now, the answer is clear. It's not just the fact that your strength is impressive. It's also because of your ability to, whatever that actually means. The fact is, that ability allowed him to do something that should have been completely impossible. Namely, break through my defenses and steal my power. No, he couldn't have known I'd come to his domain. He only stole your soul fragment because he knew the value of its power. I doubt he expected it to come in. Call it fate, if you want. I believe that's the term they use in this world for arbitrary. In any case, it works to our advantage. Once I realized what he was using that power for, it gave me the chance. I'll cope. Well, done gorging? Good. time to answer some questions. How did you get the power of the all-devouring narwhal?
The all-devouring narwhal? Oh, of course! Paimon knew that spike thing looked familiar.
I highly doubt you acquired that power through your own strength. Tell me I'm wrong. You're desperate enough to scour the land for god remains and whatever vestiges of power you can find. That alone proves you, which leaves one possibility. You know my master, the Foul, Sertology.
The Foul? Who dares call him Foul?
What's wrong? Bit off more power than you can chew? You're struggling to hold a basic
Just a little long.
Look, it's back!
Those obsessed with power will let it devour them before abandoning their pursuit. Keep calm and use reason to decide the best course of action. Wise decision. Final victory doesn't always come after a single battle. You've got your soul fragment back, so we both got what we came for. Let the enemy draw breath while he can. Get us out of here, Traveler. You'll need to lead the way this time.
Skirk, is your shoulder gonna be okay?
The wound is minor. It'll heal in no time. You should focus on getting out of here alive instead.
Uh-oh! Falling spikes! Run! Watch out! Looks like this place is about to collapse! So, this guy's power has something to do with the all-devouring narwhal. Did you know that all along, Skirk?
I had my suspicions. That's why I decided to...
Phew. Oh,
I no longer sense his presence. Can't have followed it. Weaklings like him will find that my power is not so easily controlled. He won't be leaving that place until he's managed to digest it. You seem surprised. I suppose that's fair. You've seen but a fraction of what that whale is capable of. That gaping maw could swallow a planet whole. It's called the all-devouring narwhal for a reason. Devouring is what it does best. It can extract power from anything, dead or alive, as long as it manages.
yeah. When we had our run-in with that thing, Neverlet mentioned that it hasn't...
Your dragon friend recognized the nature of its abilities and used the power of Hydro to protect you. That worked because it was in a satiated state, so it was somewhat less aggressive than usual. It's a different story when it has no more power to feed off of. That's when its true voracious nature kicks in. It could devour everything on the planet in that state, but I hadn't counted on there being anyone left on this planet capable of wielding its power. Exactly. It told me everything I needed to know, and I believe that brings our transaction to an end. Now that you're whole again...
No way! We can't leave now! Something was stolen from you because of us. We have to help you get it back!
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing power. When you fall, you get back up again and become stronger.
But what if that monster finds you before you're all better? Plus, how are you gonna get home? It's not like you can just go swoosh and open a door to the abyss again. Not without your... So, sticking with us for the time being doesn't sound so bad, does it?
Fair enough. Then take this.
What is it?
The bag of Mora. Nothing in this world is free. I know that much. I'll leave the planning to you. Hurry up and decide where to go. We shouldn't linger.
We should take Skirk somewhere she can rest. But where? Paimon gets the feeling Skirk wouldn't like being around a lot of people. Hurry up, Brassa! This bag from Skirk has a ton of Mora in it. Does she have a job or something? Wait, no. After what we saw at Wamin Restaurant, that seems impossible. Can you imagine? It would... I'll be collecting my paycheck now, boss. Oh, sure thing. Wait, who are you? Have we met? Can't hold a job if you make everyone forget about you. So, what did she do to get all this Mora?
Claimed some buried treasure, took care of a few monsters that were causing trouble. Nothing untoward. It's safe to use.
Ah! You heard all that?
A sonorous voice like yours is hard to miss. I wouldn't be surprised if the sound of it traveled to the nearest...
Then, did you by chance happen to hear Paimon's little,
You mean when you called me Frosty the Lavender Melon?
No, sorry. Paimon totally misspoke just now. She didn't say that at all. It was, a Paimon lookalike. Yeah, she's a piece of work, that one. Always impersonating. Okay, fine. The truth is, Paimon didn't like you all that much at the start, but things are different now.
I noticed there was only one bed. Go ahead and get some rest.
Wait, what about you?
I don't get tired, and I don't need rest. I'm going to practice my sword work.
But your shoulder... Hey, don't just lay... whatever. Let her tire herself out. She'll come back. Let's get some sleep, Traveler. That comfy bed is...
Quiet.
Do you even remember how many of us perished in that fire? How many bodies were left to rot on the scorched earth? Yet you alone live on.
Keep your gaze fixed on your blade. You don't deserve to rest.
Run! Skirk! Run!
Getting an early night's sleep is the best. That bed was so comfy. Wait, Skirk? Have you been sitting out here the whole night?
About 60%. Maybe 70.
Whoa! Paimon thought it would take at least a couple of days. That was fast.
No, not fast enough. That's 20% less than last time. Same training regimen, same intensity. Nothing felt different, but somehow the outcome fell short. No, I think the problem's with... I need to meditate for the next 2 days. Deep introspection should help me find the...
Ooh, sounds intense. Well...
Thanks. See...
Morning! Skirk is still meditating, huh? It's been 2 days already. Shouldn't she be awake by now? Paimon can't think of anything we can do to help. Be right back.
That's right. This is Skirk's inner world. Think of it as this isn't your first time here, but what you remember is probably a space covered in dark. Actually, it's my first time talking to someone. I only managed to break free and bring you here because the injury weakened her power. I guess that's why I can speak. Call it fate if you want. I think that's the word they use in this world. Now, before I take you to her, I gotta ask. You're the first outside visitor to ever come here, so what's your impression of this place? Oh, you noticed. This river represents Skirk's strength. Strength accumulates over time. It is the summation of a person's lived experience. But, as you can see, this river has been severed numerous times. It's because Skirk doesn't like who she was, and all she sees reflected in the river is a disgraceful shadow of who she was. She cuts through water and rock.
You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion.
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing.
The answer to one mystery invites another. Let's follow the river upstream. I've always thought that, even when falling leaves don't come from the same tree. It's like meteors. You both made a journey through the stars. Both travelers who have landed on a planet that is not your home. Yet, when she first noticed you... Seems like you've answered your own question. Skirk sees herself as... Let's keep...
You now have what it takes to wield immense power. No one can become a worthy warrior through imitation alone.
You wish me to travel the world beyond on my own?
Indeed. Make new friends. Embark on your own journey. We will still have contact through the Abyss. But know this. One day, I will take the life you worked so hard to rebuild.
Why do you do that?
I have told you before. Fear is the catalyst for human evolution. You have tasted loss. You have known fear. But as living beings, we all have an instinct to detach from that. Yet now, I have bestowed upon you the gift of fear eternal.
That is what Skirk's master, the Foul, Surtology looked like at one. Of course, as a higher being, physical form is a triviality to him. He could appear as a beast, a human, or even a monster that defies description. The form you see him in here, clad in abyssal armor, is the one he usually wears when traveling through the stars.
For certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quickly as possible. But first, I need to understand the source of his strength. To do that, I need to follow in his footsteps, walk the path he once walked, and somewhere along the way.
I'll let you in on a little secret. The real Surtology is terrifying. The scope of his power is impossible to understand until you experience it firsthand. It is... Shall we keep going? Let's see... We've made it quite a ways already. This is Skirk, when she first began training under Surtology.
I have set your broken wrist. Tomorrow, you're to train twice as hard. No tears this time. Good. Attempting to garner sympathy through tears is a...
Can I ask a question, Master? Why did you save me? I keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died.
I saved you because I have a plan for you. It has been too long since I fought a battle that demanded my full strength, and I hunger for it. So, I will teach you everything I know. Train you by whatever means necessary.
But I don't want to draw my sword against you, Master.
What you want matters little. Among the boundless sea of stars, the cries of the weak.
Yes, Master. From that day forward, all she knew was grueling training, emptiness, and fatigue. After some time, her talent bloomed, and she gained control over her emotions. It was not that human emotion disappeared from her heart, but that reason came to dictate all she was allowed to feel. We're nearly there. I almost don't want to reach the end. Well, shall we? This is... These are Skirk's happiest memories. What a simple and carefree time it was. Wisps of clouds dotted the sky. The sun bathed everything in gold. This is Skirk's homeland. She was so curious about everything as a child. There was so much to discover. The treasures at the bottom of this... It was a spaceship. When it arrived, the people that disembarked wore smiles on their... Skirk's parents, her relatives, her neighbors, no one had any idea of what was to come. Several months later, an army of unknown origin arrived. Skirk had skipped school that day, like so many times before, so she was not caught in the immediate wave of destruction. But when countless people cried out to her for help, people she knew and loved, their lives were discarded like worthless trash. If Sertology hadn't been there in that moment, the fire would have claimed her life too. And there she would... Because she and her people were seen as a threat. As the initial merchant ship explored the planet, they discovered that it hadn't always had the condition to support life. Yet there was evidence of human activity. Further research revealed that, over time, the people of this planet had evolved the ability to adapt to any type of environment or energy. For that reason, the outsiders viewed them as senseless, isn't it? Deemed a threat because of a gift they didn't even know they had. If those with power get to decide good and evil, then all you can trust in is no one wants to relive their most painful moments. Skirk is waiting over there. Let's go to her. It's time to fulfill my purpose.
So all this, just so you could bring him here.
I have things to say to you. Well, I want someone to witness our reconciliation, even if it takes an argument to get there. And he is the best choice in her suppressed emotional self. The version of herself she keeps locked in the recesses of her mind, stifled by reason. All those rejected impulses. Those discarded aspects of your past selves. I am who you used to be. Someone you have refused to face for too long. So?
You're wrong. I've faced you all along. And that's exactly why I keep you locked. Your existence makes me weak. Moments of joy and longing are when we are... Don't forget, it was a penchant for goodness over reason that...
Even so, learning from the mistakes of the past doesn't have to mean erase. Strip yourself of your so-called weaknesses.
The difference is that I'm doing what is right. What is... I allow you to exist, but with limited freedom. That is the greatest kind. I've shouldered everything you couldn't carry. I rose above the numbness and emptiness, and it was cold, unfeeling reason.
That is the problem. I want to shoulder those things on the grand scale of the entire universe. Maybe our feelings are vanishingly small, but think back to those nights of gazing at the stars. Those afternoons of exploring the unknown. Think back and let them grant you peace. A brief respite from the pressure you put on yourself.
That isn't what we need.
It's exactly what we need. Aren't you curious about why recovering your strength has taken longer than normal this time?
Finally, you get to the important part. That is the...
And look around. Look at your inner world. You cast aside your dreams and curiosity. And in doing so, you lost your original motivation. You severed all connection to... Now, the only things driving you forward are fear and survivor's guilt. But these cannot take you far enough. And so, this rift...
And you think that means I should seek help from a weak little thing like you?
Thank you for saying that. I knew bringing you here would be the right choice. To be honest, I'm not here to argue with you. This isn't about who's right or wrong. And in fact, I agree that in order to make it through the wake of that tragedy, what is right at one point in time isn't always right forever. I know you will never forget that fire. I know the fact that you... And I know that among the voices that haunt you, mine is there too. Because deep down, You know, all those unfulfilled hopes are like knives to the heart. And I don't want you to hurt anymore. I keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died. I wouldn't be haunted by that fire all the time.
Your dad and I, we're not afraid to stare death in the face, but...
I'm sick of being a kid. There's so many amazing things out there.
I remember. There was a song Mom and Dad always sang when we went out to fetch dancing water. The sand along your path is begging for your song and movement. Will you I am not the dancing water, and you are not the burdensome sand. But if this is your wish, then I will carry you with me.
Thank you.
I should be thanking you.
Run, Skirk, run! Remember, leave no one alive!
Heed my words, Skirk. Let fear take root in your soul.
Did you survive? Why was it only you?
Skirk, did you become a positive light in this world?
Hey, this doesn't have to be the end. Life is a gift. Don't let darkness claim it.
So, you saw my memories then. I once asked my master if survival of the strongest. He said no. But in a world without order, those with no moral boundaries tend to be the ones who survive. That's why, after hearing his answer, an idea that, one day, I would create a new world order. But that means I must defeat him. Because my master, Surtalovji, is, yes, and not just because of the gap in our abilities, but also, although his decision to train me was not made out of, I know, and he's no longer into that, but he sends me messages through every time I hear from him, my heart skips. Maybe that means I do live in eternal fear. I don't know what Master has planned, but I have to be ready. Help me? Why?
Oh, Honestly, Paimon was gone for like 2 seconds and then she comes back and finds you both unconscious? Oh, you scared Paimon half. You're both okay, right?
What does it look like? Only water from the source can cleanse the rot and filth that flows from the past. I taught you to incorporate the experiences from your journey into how you fight.
Okay, so Paimon feels like she's missing some important but whatever. Paimon brought back tons of delicious snacks. Let's dig in.
All right, it's about time we finished what we started.
We're gonna deal with this thief for good, right?
This time, I'm not going to tell you to hold back. But having digested even more power in the meantime, he's going. The good news is, we have no reason to pull our punches this time.
Running late again.
Bring it!
The fog is gone! Wait, isn't that the form the all-devouring narwhal changed into? How come he knows that, too? Really? So, you're telling Paimon that giant whale and this guy can both turn in—
It's a subconscious instinct. Any intelligent being who longs for his level of strength is bound to mimic his appearance. It's a natural response after encountering someone as powerful. To them, he represents ultimate power. We know the person before us has encountered.
Okay. Oh, Nervalette isn't here this time, so it's up to us. He won't have—
Wipe out! Go!
Merciless. Paradigm shift.
Haven't forgotten your training, I hope.
His crown.
Go!
Once more!
Mine to wield.
Beyond this world.
Go!
Mine to wield. Haven't had enough of my power.
Well then, let's see how much more of this power you can handle. Well, have you come to your senses?
You saw that my body was at its limit. So, such power, such keen battle instinct.
Skirk, Sertologi's disciple.
How long has it been? How long has he been away from Tava?
Hundreds of years.
Hundreds? Sorry, it's a lot to take in. I should introduce myself. I am Scott. This is the first time I've heard your name, Skirk. But...
Hundreds of years?
Sounds like you and Master have quite the history. Care to tell us about it?
Of course. Might as well take advantage of a clear head. I was born into a noble family in Conria. As I trained the sword harder than anyone else, defeated all of my peers. Over time, my heart hardened, and I became aimless. We were similar in age, but different in background. He was born in prison, the son of criminals, yet he always wore a smile on his face, as if kindness. I still remember what he said to me when we first met. You need to...
That does sound like something he would say.
He was the first to acknowledge that I was worth something, and he inspired me to keep going. When I was 10, he stole forbidden research materials and managed to cure my illness. It was like there was nothing in this world But somewhere along the way, after his grand endeavor was successful...
This planet no longer holds anything of interest to me, so I'm leaving. But first, I have an offer. Your death was once what we worked so hard to prevent. But the immortality you now face is a different...
I'll pass. Immortality doesn't sound so bad to me. Since I can't die, it means I have an infinite amount of time to get
Are you sure?
All I can do.
Wise indeed. Nor I. You know as well as I. All that a veneer said...
Sounds...
Of course.
Still self-assured as...
I'll be leaving then. Oh, and if you were serious about getting stronger...
Waiting for me in the primordial sea was the all...
Your heart? That's a...
Because, of course...
So, you used even with that whale's ability, but that is not the path.
You're right. I miss you.
After...
Sertologi's I know what he's like. He rules with an iron fist, using despair and fear to force you to... We're like mountain climbers in the dark, never knowing how much higher we have to...
True. But I made up my mind long ago, no matter how dark it gets. Besides, after hearing your story...
Oh?
Since you're his friend, you must have some things in common. The first time we came here, when you stabbed me through the fog and stole my power. But when you had to devote all your strength fighting me just now, I could feel joy. It was the joy of a researcher.
Interesting. You're right. That battle brought me...
Exactly. I think Master also craves a battle like that. One where his opponent forces him to use all his strength, unlock the extent, after which all can come to an end, including, perhaps, his life. For that very reason, good and evil are meaningless to him.
Perhaps you're right. What a battle.
Are you okay?
Too many different kinds of power are surging through. I won't be able to hold on to my sanity for much longer. Sertologi once offered to free me from this curse.
I can, but not through. It's not a suitable punishment for your crime. The impurities will dissipate, and under the curse of immortality, but it will be a time-consuming and painful process.
I accept. If we are climbers in the dark, at least it looks like you.
I will reach the top of this mountain, no matter what it takes. And you, Skofnunger, will be my witness at the end of all things.
That's finally over. Let's get out of here. Huh. We did it! It's only been a few days, but it feels like... Once again, we've proved there's nothing we can't overcome. Wow, you sound even more confident than usual. Today sure went by fast. It's night already. Oh wait, that reminds Paimon. The stars you mentioned, the ones that died out?
Yes. The power Skofnunger stole has been returned. So...
Great! Huh, it's crazy that you even noticed their light was gone. There are so many stars in the sky.
I suppose it's because I have gazed upon this sky for centuries. The false stars, hanging in the meticulously planned sky. It's not real. And yet, it is for that very reason that I can look upon it. And even the most beautiful of bubbles has to burst. We will return to the real universe one day. Time marches ever forward. Even the innocent and naive will taste life's bitter. Though we gaze upon a false sky, its vastness and majesty.
Ugh, this is all going over Paimon's head. But if she knows one thing, it's that the Traveler always finds a way. Ever since we met, he has filled Paimon's days with happiness. No matter if it's too big a job for one person, then we'll do it with two. And if two's still not enough, then three. We've met so many amazing friends and accomplished so many amazing things.
I suppose when it comes to you, anything. Well, I should be going. Now that my power is no longer isolated from my emotions, I need more practice. I suppose fate will decide. Maybe we'll bump into each other on the street. Or maybe we'll reunite on a different planet entirely. Regardless, reunions and partings are but passing moments. Or one without war, pain, or forced partings. One where new life. For this, we must all work to become stronger. If that's what you want to call me, I won't object. Goodbye.
Bye! Is it just Paimon, or is she being nicer than before? Hey, what do you think about camping here tonight? There's nothing quite like sleeping under the stars. Come tomorrow, we can continue our journey. Oh, and since Paimon treated you to that super nice meal at Wanmin Restaurant,